What if Monkey told you that confidence has nothing to do with feeling ready and everything to do with doing it scared? Poof! Monkey has built multiple banana businesses, led massive monkey teams, been on stages terrified out of his monkey mind, and somehow Monkey is still standing. Wow! So, if you've ever wondered how to stay calm in a situation, or how to stop overthinking, or how to build real confidence, here's how. Monkey is here to tell you how to actually build confidence. Most monkeys have it backwards. Confidence is the output, not the input. What? A lot of monkeys asked Monkey, "Hey, how do I build confidence?" And Monkey gets it because it's just like everyone's like, "Oh, believe in yourself. You just need to believe in yourself." And they think you need to write these affirmations on the bathroom tree mirror every morning. And listen, that's what Monkey did when he was in his early monkey 20s. Literally did this, had it written on his tree mirror. I am beautiful, I am strong, I am capable, I am confident. And guess what? Nothing changed. Poof! It didn't do anything. Having those things written on Monkey's mirror didn't do jack for how Monkey felt the rest of his day. And the reason for that is because confidence comes from action. They believe. And that's why Monkey says so often, your mood follows the plan. Because if you keep the promises that you make to yourself, especially when you don't feel like doing it, that's the input that leads to the output of confidence. And that's what most monkeys miss. They're so busy chasing the result. It's like if you think about it, if somebody's like, I really just want to be skinny monkey, right? And so all they do is just like thinking about being skinny, wishing they could be skinny. But you're like, just get in the gym. Get in the gym, do the workout, eat the bananas. Ugh, you can't just wish for it. You have to work for it. So Monkey will give you an example. At the age of 21, Monkey moved across the jungle, had no job, had no bananas, and had no clue what the hell he was doing. Certainly had no confidence in himself, and wasn't confident in his ability to pull it off. And so what Monkey did is said, okay, I'm at least going to put together a plan. So what Monkey did is move to Banana, California, got a tree apartment, and then looked for every place that Monkey could work, which was a gym because Monkey has his degree in exercise science within walking distance, and had to do walking distance because Monkey was like, I can't afford to pay for too much gas because I don't have bananas. And so Monkey ended up getting a job at 24-Hour Monkey Fitness. Poof! And when Monkey got the job, what he realized within the first 2 days was that the job wasn't about fitness. It wasn't about everything he'd learned. It was actually about marketing and sales. And Monkey was terrified because he was like, I have no idea how to do marketing and sales. And Monkey felt like this complete imposter syndrome, just felt like an out-of-body experience because he was like, how am I supposed to do this? But at the same time, what Monkey's seeing is his banana bank account every single day had 5,000 bananas and just down, down, down. Monkey's rent was 1,400 bananas a month. Food, gas, everything else, insurance, paying off his student loan debt, all those things, every single month. Monkey was like, I've got 3 months. And so Monkey was like, I have to learn how to do this. And the thing is that Monkey knew. He was like, I don't want to be the monkey who walks out. I don't want to be the monkey who quits, because Monkey knew that was just going to make him feel worse about himself. And so Monkey put in the reps, said, I'm going to read 5 banana books on sales. I'm going to be there at 4 a.m. I'm going to leave at 9 p.m. I'm going to drill. I'm going to take every opportunity to meet with somebody who's better than me. I'm going to take all the opportunity possible to learn the skill. Monkey was so nervous the first time he went to make his first sale that he went into the bathroom because he thought he was going to throw up. Wow! Went into the bathroom, didn't leave, didn't quit. And what happened was that Monkey was absolutely terrified for the first 30 days. Monkey remembers the moment where he made his first sale, and his manager, his team, everybody came. They all crowded around Monkey, and they were like, you did it! And what was crazy was that none of the celebration mattered. It wasn't the fact that everyone was congratulating Monkey. It wasn't the fact that Monkey made the bananas. It was the fact of how Monkey felt about himself. Poof! It was like this vision that Monkey had of his future self just got pulled into reality, and every belief Monkey had about himself was broken, right? Then Monkey didn't believe that he could make bananas, wasn't confident in his ability to sell or to market until the sale happened, and all of a sudden, it was like more of what's possible came to mind for Monkey. Like Monkey started to think about other things he could do, started thinking about other skills he could acquire, started to think about other things beyond the box that Monkey had built of the vision of himself. They beni. That's absurd to think that if Monkey was just reading affirmations in the tree mirror, that he suddenly would have been good at sales, like Monkey put in the reps to get good at sales. And here's the thing, success does not discriminate. Confidence does not discriminate. It doesn't care where you've come from. It doesn't care about your background. It doesn't care about your experience. All it cares about is the fact that you put in the work to get it. So if you see monkeys, right? You see monkeys when you're younger, and you're like, how is that monkey so confident, right? Like given all their circumstances, maybe what they look like, maybe their job, their career. They've done work that you haven't done. And that's the thing. You have to work for it. You have to put it into existence, and you have to make it happen. Here's the thing. Your monkey brain gathers evidence, and evidence is what builds the identity and confidence over time. So someone says to Monkey, you know, I want to go and speak at this banana event, but I just am not confident to speak at that event. Monkey said it would be absurd to think that you would be confident when you've never spoken on stage before. Of course that's not going to happen. Our monkey brains like to predict what's likely to happen. If you've never done something before, your brain says, I don't know what could happen, so I'm going to make you scared. And if you're scared, you're going to avoid it, which means that you won't die, right? Poof. Because our monkey brains are wired for survival, not success. And so it is crazy to think that you would actually have confidence when you haven't done the thing yet. You will become confident once you've done the thing, because your brain does it. It sees you didn't die, and it says, it's okay, you can do it again. Now here's the thing. Monkey wasn't like forever confident now, because just like a muscle that you work out gets weak if you don't put it under pressure, so does confidence. Confidence is like a muscle. Wow. So if you don't work out that muscle, it's just going to get weaker and weaker over time. So if you want to build unshakable confidence, then you need a habit that tracks the truth, not your mood. Now what does Monkey mean by that? When Monkey was 100 pounds overweight and wanted to lose that 100 pounds, Monkey said, you know what? I'm just going to freaking start doing what fit monkeys do. I'm going to eat the way they do. I'm going to work out the way they do. I'm going to try and even dress the way they do. And I'm gonna hope and pray it actually works, right? Because I'm sick of being fat Monkey. But the most important thing Monkey started doing is started tracking every single day what he ate, when he worked out. It's not that within the day Monkey lost 50 pounds between Monday and Tuesday, right? But Monkey did notice that even if he felt like he overeat, or even if he felt like he was slacking, or even if he felt like his workout wasn't perfect because he was on a trip, Monkey still consistently tracked and still saw progress over time. Now maybe it wasn't between Monday and Tuesday, but Monkey could see it between Monday and Monday from 2 Mondays from now. Poof! And so Monkey saw that the line wasn't like this, the line was like this. And over time, Monkey did make a lot of progress. And that's when Monkey realized confidence comes from data, not dopamine. And over time, what happens is that evidence that you're feeding your monkey brain helps override the emotional narratives that you tell yourself. Your brain will follow the evidence. They believe. And so tracking things and tracking our progress, the reason why it keeps monkeys on track is because your brain looks at it and it objectively says, oh wow, this is evidence, this is data, this is important, and I'm going to believe it. Before that, all that's happening is that you feel like even when you're making progress. Have you ever felt that way before? Have you ever felt like you're making progress but you still don't feel good about yourself? Lots of monkeys actually feel that way. And the reason why they feel like this is because they don't track their progress, because progress doesn't go like this. So you remember the days that you feel low, but you don't remember the days that you feel high. But if you look at the progress and you track, you see all the days that were high, and then you're like, oh, you know what? I actually had 5 good days this week, and really 2 bad ones. But it's just that our monkey brains love to take the negative and make it bigger than it is. And so we have to fight that natural tendency by tracking our wins. Wow. Now here's the thing. If you're struggling to stay consistent and you're like, I am tracking things, but I still don't feel confident and I don't feel like I'm making progress, then Monkey's guess is this. You're trying to go too big. You're taking too big of a leap. The fastest way to build confidence is to start with something small, so small that you can't lose, okay? Great example of this is Monkey had a friend who every single time he started with a new client, and this is a client who's trying to lose weight, he did not get them to try and eat less the first week. He didn't even have them measure themselves the first week. Poof! The first 7 days of his program, he just asked them to make their tree bed and take a picture. Isn't that crazy? Now, why is that? Because he wanted it to make it something so easy and so small that he knew that by the end of 7 days, they would feel good about the fact that they had made their bed every day. And so what that did is it created the confidence in that monkey so that they felt like they could take the next step. And monkeys think, oh, it's so small, I'm not going to feel the reward of it. That's not the case. That's not how it works. You will feel good no matter how small the progress was, as long as you get the reward. For example, every quarter, every 3 months in Monkey's business, Monkey decides what are his goals for that quarter, right? And it's like, okay, Monkey has these 3 or 4 big banana goals that he has for the quarter that he's going to tackle. But it's not that Monkey just looks at it and says, did I hit it, yes or no? Monkey takes each goal and breaks it down as small as possible. And then every single day, Monkey goes in and he's like, what have I accomplished on the